What do you think when you hear the word football? It makes me think about my favorite teams, the amazing plays that have been made, or even the most memorable plays that I've made as a football player. Football is America's greatest sport, and playing was my all-time favorite experience in life. It's crazy to think that not even 150 years ago, the men were just playing the game for fun. They didn't have the rules we have today, so the game was just a bloodbath in the field with a bunch of men hurting each other over a ball that was made out of pigskin. That was until a group of men came up with the rules to the American game, and they called it football. At the time, they didn't know that they were starting something that would have such a huge impact on the world for years to come. Back in the 1800s, Americans picked up the game from the Europeans played called rugby. This game was played between two teams trying to get the ball down to the goal without being tackled to the ground first. These men didn't wear any protection while doing this. So as you can see, back then the men were a lot tougher than you think. When Americans started playing this game, they did it at the same way the Europeans did. They didn't have it as an organized sport. This led to many injuries and even some deaths. According to the site acsu.buffalo.edu, in 1904 there was 19 deaths and 159 serious injuries. This made some people mad, so the law started to get involved. So to prevent them from taking away the sport from America, a group of men decided to have a meeting. On October 20th, 1873, Walter Camp came up with a lot of different ideas for rules. He came up with rules such as the number of men on the field, the center position, the quarterback position, and the line of scrimmage. A few years later, they came up with the system of downs. They were given 3 chances to make it past 5 yards. This rule changed in 1906 to 10 yards and 4 downs. These rules quickly spread across America, and the game of American football was born. High schools, colleges, and even professional teams were starting to play this new and improved game. The first game was aired on television in 1939. This was the start of something that would change the game completely. People could watch their favorite team play completely across the country in the comfort of their own homes. This made television and football popular very quick. Football was played for years, and over these years, they came up with a bunch of new rules and fixed some of the old ones. By the late 1960s, Americans made up with 2 different leagues, the AFL and the NFL. They soon merged to one league, which is now called the NFL, or National Football League. In 1967, they came up with a championship game between the 2 winners of the conferences. This is now known as the Super Bowl, which is basically like a holiday nowadays. I bet back in the 1870s, the men that played these games, or that kept these games alive, had no idea how popular they would be nowadays. Now I've always been a big boy, and football is my sport. Even though they made me play basketball, they made me play baseball, they made me do the track team. These sports were fun, and I enjoyed being a part of the teams. But playing on the gridiron with my brothers was the best. Football is a full-on contact sport. The sounds of pads popping and helmets smashing makes me want to suit up every time. I remember coaches, teachers, and parents, even older friends, telling me about how bad you're going to miss it when you're getting out of high school. And now that I'm out of high school, I know that for a fact that they were all right. Playing football taught me a few life lessons. The first lesson it taught me is playing football, you have to have a work ethic. The work ethic is everything. You have to be, if you want to be great in life, you have to have a great work ethic. The second lesson learned was there's always going to be competition in life. If it's your job to fight for the spot you want, better fight. The last lesson in life is being able to overcome adversity. Because there's going to be many times in life where things don't go the way you want it, and it's your job to overcome the situation while keeping good poise. Football is great to me, and I regret not going and playing at the next level. Honestly, don't know where I would be without the game. And I'm sure there are a bunch of men out there that feel the same exact way I do about this sport. It's crazy to think about the way the great game has evolved over the years. It went from something that men did back in the day for fun to a huge organization that makes billions and billions of dollars each year. Football isn't just a game, it's a learning experience for each player on the field. It has shaped me into the person I am today, and I wouldn't trade it for the experience for anything. Here's a short clip.
You shouldn't have any doubt in your mind about what you're supposed to do tonight and about how you're supposed to do it. This is your time. Yeah.